What kind of parents will be sued by his 12-year-old son? What exactly did they do to make the boy so desperate? The boy found a bloodstain on the bedspread. He touched it. He decided it was his sister's period. He washed his sister's underwear and gave her clothes to use as tampons. He told his sister not to let her parents find out, because once he knew the girl was menstruating, her parents would sell her. Because the landlord has been thinking about his sister for a long time. Brother knows the scum very well. In order to protect his sister, he worked hard. During the day, he sells juice. At night, he'd pull gas. He couldn't hide his sister's menstruation from his parents. As soon as Zane came home, he saw his landlord sitting there, and his sister in heavy makeup. Zane questioned his mother, but his mother said she wants to exchange her sister for a few months of rent. Zane knew he was powerless to resist. So I planned to take my sister on the run. He packed his clothes. He took his own money and went to the grocery store to buy food and tampons. He even contacted a driver. But when he came back, his parents were about to forcibly remove his sister. Zane was furious. It was the first time he proved he could stand up to his parents. He was beaten mercilessly in response. Father lifts his sister and ties her to an electric bike and took her to the landlord. The siblings were separated, a separation that might even be permanent. Zane was so disillusioned with his family, he chose to run away from home. He lived a life of vagrancy. When he was hungry, he ate expired instant noodles. Zane ran to the store, asked if there was any work he could do, but he was too young. No store would risk hiring child labor. Annie looked at Zane, so she adopted him, bathed him and fed him. During the day, when she went to work, Zane took care of his little brother. By chance, she retrieved an abandoned cake. It was Zane's first birthday. He blew out the candles and smiled like he hadn't smiled in a long time. It was as if Zane had found a home in a different way. Here he experienced love for the first time, under the seemingly calm light. Still restless, Miss Annie's visa is about to expire. She could be deported at any time. She and her son will be separated. Had no choice. She thought of getting a fake visa, but the cost was too much for her. She had to sell her long hair. All she wanted was a safe home for her child. But the unexpected always comes before tomorrow. She was caught. Not only could she be deported at any time, she had to hide her identity as a mother. And so Zane's new family fell apart. Zane, who had been waiting for Annie, thought he'd been abandoned again. So Zane used a stolen skateboard and 2 iron pots. He made a cart. He took his brother out on the street. In order to support his brother, Zane did everything he could, posing as a refugee. He cheated his way out of formula, taking showers in the garage. He even sold drugs and drinks. On this very day, Zane came home and found the house locked. The money I've earned these past few days is all in it. How will he support his younger brother without money? Zan N, who had nowhere to go, he brought his brother to Coles. He promised to find him a good home. Zane didn't want to let go, but it was the best thing to do. Cole gave Zane the money. All Zane needed was a certificate to get out of here, but he never expected it. I need a birth certificate when I get home. What he got was his sister's death certificate. My 11-year-old sister has no household registration or identity. The hospital refused to treat her. Her sister died in front of the hospital because she was in labor. Zane was devastated, heartbroken. He grabbed a knife and rushed out the door. He wanted to avenge his sister's death. Angry, he stabbed the man who hurt his sister. After he avenged his sister's death, his mother brought him another piece of bad news. She was pregnant again. Zane understood that his tragedy would continue with his siblings. He didn't want to hear another word from this woman. At the age of 12, Zane chose to turn to television. He wants to take his parents to court, and other children with different misfortunes. Everyone is cheering for him. Finally, with the help of the government, Cole was arrested for child trafficking.